Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how I made Sean's shoes for our reception. I've never posted a picture of these, but these were his I Do shoes. It's the present he opened on the morning of our wedding. Sean loves shoes. He has a collection of them actually, and he's always wanted shoes like this, and I've just never had time, so I figured for our wedding it would be the perfect occasion to make them. So the very first step, find the shoes. I went to the mall, got all white Air Force Ones. These were actually pretty hard to find. I looked online and the shipping was going to take forever, and then I went to 4 different stores in the mall, and then I finally found them in all white in Sean's size. I already knew what I wanted to paint on them just because of our wedding colors and other shoes Sean has showed me that he likes, so I painted them gold and black to match our wedding colors, and then I added the Louis Vuitton logo because that's what Sean's always wanted. So once I had a plan of what color was going where, I prepped my shoes. I took a cotton ball and acetone, which I didn't get on camera, but I did do this before I started painting, and I cleaned off the shoes. Doing this takes off the shiny protective coat on the leather, and it helps your paint stick to the shoe. So I did this only to the spots that I was painting because I didn't want to take off the shiny coat on the rest of the shoes. After I did this, I started painting. So I have seen a lot of people paint shoes and they always tape them off before they start. I didn't tape mine off because I'm a pretty neat painter and I was confident that I could keep it in the lines where I wanted it, but if you were airbrushing or a messy painter, taping off your shoes with masking tape is definitely a good option. My black paint only took 1 coat and it covered really well, but my gold paint required 3 layers before it looked like a nice even coat of gold. So in this video, I'm just finishing up the gold layer and trying to get it as even as possible and dry before I start the logo. So for the logo, I went online and I found the Louis Vuitton logo, and then I put it on a blank doc and I sized it to the size I wanted it. I then printed out the logo. After that, I took tracing paper and made a template of the shape of the top of the shoe and the Nike swoop. I made my template with tracing paper, that way I could lay it on top of the logo I printed out and make sure the pattern was laying exactly where I wanted it to on the shoe. I then used my paper and did a graphite transfer. If you don't know what that is, maybe someday I can make a longer in-depth video about it, but that's how I got the pattern onto my shoe. All the shapes, letters, symbols in this Louis Vuitton pattern aren't that difficult and could be free-handed, but when you're doing a logo or a pattern like this, it's very recognizable, so if anything is a little off, you're going to notice it. That's why I always recommend when you're doing a logo or something like this that you use a pattern, maybe a stencil or a graphite transfer. I personally always pick graphite transfer because I think it's the easiest. So after I had my pattern drawn on there perfectly in graphite, I had a black acrylic paint pen. It's not a fabric pen, it was just an acrylic paint pen, and it was very fine tipped, and I went over the graphite and traced the letters until they were opaque. After I was done with the top of the shoe, I then repeated the same process for the Nike swoop on the side. I used tiny pieces of blue tape to hold my pattern on just so it wouldn't shift while I was transferring it. When I was done filling in the logo with my black paint pen, I then blow dried my shoe to speed up the drying process, and then I took a damp paper towel and I wiped off the spots where graphite got on. And then a few small touch-ups later, they were done. So this all in all probably took me around 6 hours to complete with dry time. This was the first pair of leather shoes that I've ever painted, and I think they turned out super awesome. So this is the final product. Sean loved them and they looked great on him at our wedding. So if you liked this video or found it helpful at all, I would love for you to give us a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel.